Welcome to Matrix Connection, your strategic partner in navigating the complexities of digital transformation and AI readiness. The business world is evolving at an unprecedented pace. Digital transformation and artificial intelligence are no longer optional additions, but fundamental necessities for survival and growth. Yet, many organizations find themselves unprepared for this monumental shift. They are overwhelmed by the sheer volume of new digital tools, bogged down by manual processes, and struggling with scattered data. This lack of readiness creates significant roadblocks. Without a robust foundation and clear strategy, digital initiatives often stall before they even begin to deliver value. What promises to be a revolutionary leap, AI, often becomes mere hype, failing to translate into tangible business results. This is where MatrixC Connection steps in. At MatrixC Connection, we are more than just a vendor. We are your dedicated business partner for the digital and AI era. We provide the unparalleled expertise, cutting-edge tools, and proven frameworks necessary to prepare your organization for successful transformation. From seamless cloud migration and infrastructure modernization to strategic AI execution and comprehensive workforce upskilling, we are committed to helping you succeed at every step. Our credentials speak for themselves. Google Cloud Partner of the Year 2024 and recognized experts in AI, data, productivity, and collaboration technology and cloud technologies since 2008. Imagine the transformation within your organization. With MatrixC Connection, technology ceases to be a challenge and instead becomes your most significant competitive advantage. We empower your people with the skills they need, streamline and transform your processes for efficiency, and ultimately help you lead your industry with unwavering confidence. The future waits for no one. It belongs to those businesses who are not just ready, but eager to embrace the digital and AI revolution. Are you among them? Partner with MatrixC Connection, your essential partner in digital and AI readiness. Begin your journey with us today. Reach out to us now.
Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Dalila from Matrix Connection, and we are so happy to have all of you with us this morning. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us. Over the next hour, we are going to explore our CEO's playbook for collaborative intelligence. We will discuss how AI is evolving from a simple tool into a strategic partner for leaders, helping them to align teams faster, shorten decision cycles, and turn discussions into action. And now, before we begin, we would love for you to join our growing community with MatrixC. And by becoming a member, you will gain access to free ebooks, exclusive resources, and priority invitations to our future webinars and also events. So you can simply scan the QR code on the screen or visit growwithmatrixc.com to sign up. You can also go to the Google Meet chat. My colleague already provided you with the link. You can just click the link from there as well. Maybe I'll allow you around 30 seconds to scan the QR code or visit the link. And while you are doing that, I have a quick housekeeping note. If you have any questions during the session, please type them in the chat box and we will address them during the Q&A session at the end. And moving forward, today's session is a perfect example of how we at MatrixC help businesses transform. So for those of you who are new to us, our mission is to help you boost your business through our core pillars. As displayed This range from enhancing productivity and collaboration and modernizing your infrastructure on the cloud to harnessing the power of data and AI and ensuring your teams are ready for these changes through our Matrix Academy and Change Management Program. So to learn more, you can scan the QR code on the screen to reach out to us or simply save our marketing number, which is also displayed on the screen now for you to be in touch with us later. Right. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for the day, our CEO and founder of Matrix Connection, Mr. Sean Tay. Sean is a firm believer that the real transformation with AI happens when you move beyond using it as a digital assistant and integrate it as a collaborative partner. And I can speak to the impact of this approach personally. As part of the team here at MatrixC, I've seen firsthand how Sean's method of using AI as a collaborative partner elevates how we work. It's about turning productive discussions into immediate action. And now our meetings conclude with clear AI-synthesized action plans, often before we have even left the call. And this has shortened our decision cycles and brought a new level of clarity that empowers our team to execute with confidence. And in today's session, he is opening up that exact playbook, and he will guide us through the practical strategies he uses every day to make sharper decisions, synthesize knowledge instantly, and also drive consistent results with his team. Whether you are just starting to explore AI for leadership or looking to deepen your strategy, this session will equip you with a practical framework to achieve more with your teams. So please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to our CEO, Mr. Sean Tay.
Thank you very much, Leila. Hi, everyone. Good morning. So like most of you, I have a confession. Like 3 years ago, I was using AI like most of you probably are, asking ChatGPT random questions and getting random quality answers. Sometimes brilliant, sometimes useless. Over time, I've stopped treating AI like a search engine, and I started treating it more like my most capable leadership team member. Next slide. So today we are going to experience what happens when AI thinks like your strategic advisor, your operations expert, and your growth strategist. By the end of this hour, you have built the foundation for an AI leadership system that works 24/7. Not the complete system, that takes more time. So I'm running today's workshop to actually run through a more detailed session. But what you go through today is enough to transform how you make some decisions starting from today. Next slide. So before we start, here are some rules, or rather, this is the format in which we will be running the webinar. It's going to be very much hands-on. So I hope that you will have your laptop. Hopefully you be on a laptop or a desktop, because we'll be doing a lot of copy and pasting, because I want you to run everything live and also to build everything live side by side with me. So there'll be 3 exercises throughout this webinar in 45 minutes. Hopefully you'll be able to cover all of them before time is up, because I really want you to walk away with something that is ready and a knowledge that you can actually build on top of. And then hopefully when we come back in our next series, we can move to the intermediate level in the webinar. But for those of you who, obviously wants to get more value, then please do sign up for our full day workshop. So what I want you to do now is to arrange your screen in such a way that you can still see the slides and be in this Google Meet, and then another tab or another window to be on your Gemini app. So my team will, for those of you who do not know what Gemini is, or have never used ChatGPT before, it is the equivalent of ChatGPT, but under Google's large language model. So can I, before I start, have 2 things to ask everyone. Number 1, who has not used ChatGPT before? Don't be shy. Then this gives me a pace in terms of knowing that some of you might be new to the whole prompting, because I take for granted that everyone knows it, but in actual fact, not everyone does. So can I just have a thumbs up for those who have not used before? Don't be shy. Maybe you use something else, but you've not used ChatGPT before. So I asked by asking ChatGPT because that's the one that first came out, and most of you would be familiar with it. Okay, so I don't see any thumbs up. So that means that everyone has used ChatGPT before. Oh, tak pernah. Okay, Ruby. Great. Oh, pernah. Okay, pernah. Okay. So everyone else has. Okay, so then the second question, who has not used Gemini before? Thumbs up. It's okay as well, because maybe it's not that well known. Okay, so it looks like everyone has used Gemini before as well. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm not starting from scratch. Good to know. So before we proceed further, because this is me telling you the steps that we will be going into, is everyone tab for Gemini open on your side already? If yes, can you give me a thumbs up? Okay, Nurul, CK, Shirley, Julia. Looks like it's all from my team. Sam, Yi Chin Sam. So you have a question? You can just type your question in the chat. I mean, if you're putting up your hand, raising your hand, I take it that you have a question. Otherwise, a thumbs up will do to show that you are all ready to go. Okay. So, okay, I take it that everyone has done the setup where you have Meet on one side of your window and then Gemini on the other side of your window, because we'll be doing some copy and pasting. Okay. Okay, so, okay, for those who put your hands up, I suppose you're giving me the thumbs up versus having a question to ask. And if you do have a question to ask, just please type it in. Okay, so let's start with our first segment. Next slide. So the first exercise is to actually craft your strategic advisor foundation in Gemini. So strap on, let's ready to go. Yeah, next slide. So your first AI team member is your strategic advisor, but not the generic kind that gives you Wikipedia level answer. I'm going to show you how to create an AI that thinks about business decisions the way a $500 per hour consultant would. Systematically, strategically, and very quantifiably. That's such a word. So 3 big words there. So next slide. So this is the flow that we will be going through. First, you will start with a fresh Gemini chat. I'll show my screen afterwards. And then you will copy paste a prompt that I will give you for a strategic advisor. And then you will have to replace the bracketed sections of this prompt with a real business situation that you are currently facing. So to do this, I will actually be going to share with all of you a Google document where all of you can actually edit. And the first exercise is for you to think about the business decision, context, and constraints that I want you to bring to your own exercise so that you get the most value out of this. So, the key thing here to do would be first for me to get you to, where am I now? Let me look at the slide that Aisha is showing. Okay, so it's on the exercise. Okay, now I'm going to share a document, and Aisha, can you put the link of this? Okay, I will put it in. Okay, there is this document that I'm sharing with everyone. Everyone is allowed to edit. Can I see that everyone will join this document? Okay. Can you give a thumbs up if you are on that document? So I will show my screen now. Okay, I've taken over the screen share and I am showing the document that we are going to be working with. Okay, so now what I want you to do, I have given an example of decision, context, and constraint. What I need everyone to do is choose a role and put in some kind of decision that you're having to make, and you want your strategic AI advisor to actually advise you on, and then put the context of your business situation, and then also the constraints. In this case, I use time, budget, and people, but this is just an example. Think of something that you would be currently having to make a decision on, and that you would want to be able to see how AI actually responds to you. So I want to ensure that everyone has the ability to edit. So it's anonymous, so you can go ahead and type it in. So I have to stress that this is a necessary exercise. So put on your thinking cap a little bit. Think of yourself being a department manager, or even for your own job, if you're managing a project or anything like that. Just write something. Don't be shy. We won't know who wrote what, because at the end, this is necessary for exercise number 3 as well. So I'm going to give everyone time for this. So we have 44 people on the call. So I should be able to see 44 lines. I'll insert more lines. Yeah. So I don't see many people typing. Either you're thinking hard about a situation that you're in, but I've given an example. So just feel free to use the example as a reference. It can be as simple as, a project that you're implementing and you're at a decision point. Like, do you ask for extension or do you not ask for extension of time? Or think of it in terms of another business situation that you're in, or even a departmental decision where you're saying that you have a senior engineer working on a project and he is fully utilized or overutilized, and then you need to consider pairing a junior engineer to the project. So again, the value of what you write here will truly give you a hands-on experience. Okay, great. I think everyone has kind of like started their way to think about a business decision. Okay. So So decision is something that you want to decide on. Context is your current business situation, maybe the industry you're in, and you need to have this, situation. I mean, just to give a little bit more context, constraints are things like the size of your company, the amount of time you have in order to make this decision. Implement an accounting system that costs 200K. New system that is required for submission to a statutory board. We also have an option to outsource this third party. So what are your constraints? Budget. I would suggest also putting some numbers because you want the strategic advisor to also work the numbers to actually give you some kind of strategic decision as well. So in the interest of time, I'll just give everyone 1 minute. My clock is showing 10:22. So once we reach 10:23, I will have us proceed with our exercise. And here I will stop sharing the screen, going back to Aisha's screen. Oops, okay. Okay, so a few more seconds. Okay, so now it's 10:23, so let's start, right? So now what I want you to do is, I'll show my entire screen. Okay, so I'm sharing my entire screen. So in this case, I will copy this. So if some of you, if you can't really think, your brain is not awake yet, haven't had your coffee, then you can use my example, right? So you can copy this and then go to a blank Gemini and then copy paste this. Okay, so for those who have actually written something, you can actually replace this with your decision and then your context that you have actually written and the constraints that you have actually written. Just replace this section with your actual business situation. Okay, so in my case, I am using the example. We want to implement a new project management system that costs 30K annually. The context is current system works but requires 2 hours daily of manual updates across the team. That's the business situation, right? And then the constraint is I have 25 employees doing this. The annual turnover revenue is 3 million and it's a 6 months implementation timeline. Okay, so this is my decision. So I need the strategic advisor to provide analysis through what are the 3 highest impact outcomes if this succeeds, 3 most likely failure points, what information am I missing, and your clear recommendation with reasoning. Be specific and use numbers where possible. So I hit enter. And then I'm getting this result. So the analysis shows that the decision to implement a 30K annual project management system is a significant one. While the system works, the manual effort of 2 hours across teams present a clear opportunity for improvement. So it says here, what are the highest impact outcomes if successful? So 1, 2, 3, significant increase in productivity, enhanced data accuracy, improve employee morale, and reduce burnout. Most likely failures is poor user adoption, implementation delays and cost overrun, and then mismatched features and needs. Missing information is the total cost of ownership. Is it just 30K annual, or is there any other one-time cost that is missing? So it's telling me that. And then the recommendation, based on the analysis, it says it strongly recommends that we go ahead with this, of course, provided we also consider the missing information here. Okay. Let me see if can't copy and pasting content outside of the file has been disabled. Oops, sorry. Let me, oops. Okay. Sorry for that. Can everyone do copy and pasting now? IRM is enabled. We can't copy and paste. Okay, so copy and pasting is now enabled. My apologies. Okay, so I'll wait for a while to allow everyone to do that copy and pasting. So just copy and paste this, replace your decision context and constraints with the ones that you did on the table, and then just hit enter. So you should get something like this, okay? And if you look at that, am I sharing my screen? So if you look at the bottom of the table here, I have a bonus follow-up question. I say here, weigh out the perceived savings versus the measurable savings or ROI from this investment. So I'm going to copy this. I want everyone to copy this and then paste this, right? And it's going to give me an answer, because in this case, we are weighing whether the savings is tangible or intangible. And in this case, I want it to present to me what is the tangible and intangible benefits. So it says here, the measurable savings are these. It tells me this. And the perceived savings, the soft ROI, is actually this. Right? So measurable savings, hard ROI, versus perceived savings, soft ROI. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Aisha. Okay, for those who have completed, give me a thumbs up so that we can move to our second exercise. Okay, I'll stop sharing. So, Aisha, next slide. So, this is what we just did. Next slide. So, what are you experiencing in this? So I want you to understand that when you write a prompt like the one that I ask you to, where you ask the prompt to take on a role and then you provide them context, the decision that you need to make, and then also the constraints, and follow through the thinking process of how you want the AI to think through the decision for you, or rather with you, then this gives a very a much better answer, right? So this is just sharing with you a very simple template or foundation that you can use for one of your, in this case, the strategic AI advisor. as your AI leadership team that can help you to brainstorm through a decision. So I hope everyone kind of like sees the point of this exercise. And to me, I use this a lot, especially when I need to brainstorm on certain decisions. And of course, in the full course, we will actually master more things where we talk about multi-stakeholders and financial impact, competitive trade analysis, and risk reward optimization. All these are thinking frameworks that you can actually tell the AI to employ in order to think through. And I think this will give a good introduction to our second exercise that I'm going to be introducing. So I just want everyone to kind of like give me a reaction. If you have gotten an answer that you haven't quite really been able to, I mean, how should I say? If you have gotten an answer that kind of like blew your mind. Anyone? A thumbs up if you actually gotten an answer that kind of blew your mind. Great. Thank you, everyone. So I hope that was useful and that you can copy and use this as one of your saved prompts for future decision making. Next slide. Okay. The next one is intelligence synthesis. It's not a demo. I'm going to get everyone to use it. Next slide. So in this example, what we are faced with as leaders is actually, we have a lot of information overload, right? We have the information all scattered across email, reports, meetings, market data, technical reports, and so on and so forth. So this is where a lot of leaders are missing out. So your brain cannot connect all the dots across these information and files and notes, but AI can. So for this next exercise, next slide. What I want you to do is, I want everyone to try Notebook LM. Has everyone used Notebook LM before? Aisha, maybe you can put the link notebooklm.google.com in the chat so that everyone can click on it and then go to your Notebook LM. So this is the instruction, right? The instruction is open up just like what you did just now, where you have Gemini open up on one side. I want you to have now Notebook LM in a new tab, open up on one side of the screen, and then Google Meet on another side of the screen. So I'll give some time for everyone to do that right now. So can we all do that? And once you're done doing that, just give a thumbs up. Okay, so what this looks like, let me present my entire screen. So what this would look like is you will open up Notebook LM and you should be on this screen, right? So what I want you to do is click Create New and then stay on this screen, okay? So if everyone has reached here, give me a thumbs up. Clinton, so on. Okay. Okay. For those of you, okay, let me just see a few more come up. Okay. So, can I proceed? Okay, no experience yet. So don't worry. I think this is where this whole webinar is actually for experiencing. And this is what I've learned. You cannot PowerPoint your way through AI tools. You have to actually let everyone to try it. That's why this webinar, you know, for all future AI webinars that we run, it has to be a hands-on, because that's when you actually get the true value. Okay, so with that, I want everyone to then be pointed to a folder, which I have shared some files. And for those who are technical and who are in projects, I have actually provided, I'm going to share the link to a folder, and I'm going to put it here in this chat. Okay. Can everyone open the folder? Can you just type yes so that I know instead of thumbs up? Because I can't see the same thumbs up all the time. Okay. So I see yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Thanks, Jingting. Yes. Okay. Junliang. Everyone else? We have almost 44 people here. Okay, good. Now, you have a choice. For those who are not so technical, right, and you don't want to be challenged too much, then use the sales tech market intel as your project that you want your AI to synthesize information on. And for those who are a little bit more technical, especially if you're from IT, I have a complete documentation of project charter, scope of work breakdown structure, project status, risk management, scope of work, stakeholders, communication plan, teams, roles, and responsibility of a CRM project or a customer portal delivery project. So you can use this as a source. So let me show you how this is going to look like. So for those of you who have chosen to use the sales tech and market intel, you will go to Google Doc here, and then you will look for the document, Doc 1, Doc 2, Doc 3. If you can't find it, what I recommend you do is you can download this. I hope you can download. You can download this, right? 1, 2, 3 as whatever format. Like I'm showing you an example. I've downloaded this. So then you can upload or docx is not. So what you can do is you download as PDF. Open this, file, download as PDF. Okay. So do the same for the 3 documents. And for those that are choosing the other example, this CRM, I've already PDF all of them. So you can download this entire file, an entire folder, like select all these, right click, and then download. And then you'll be able to then come here in Notebook LM, choose the file that you want, and then select all these to upload. So then you will see all these being uploaded here. So I'm going to give a while to everyone to do this. So in this case, I've chosen the digital customer portal. What I should have done is File, download, PDF. File, download, PDF. File, download, PDF. Okay, so I've made it easy for you guys. So you choose to download this tree, right click, download, and then upload the tree. So I have one example here, and then I can have another example here, so that I can do this side by side with everyone who chose it. So it will look like this, okay? Everyone is here. If everyone has done this, can you give me a thumbs up and say that we are ready to proceed to the next? Okay, everyone good to proceed? Great. Need to upload multiple files? Yes, you need to upload all the files. So if you've chosen the project, then upload all the files from the projects. If you have chosen the other example, which is for market research and sales and tech, then just upload those. Don't upload both, because then the information is going to get jumbled up. Okay, great. So Clinton, you've got it. So can I just have a show of hands who have chosen projects and who have chosen sales? Project meaning you have chosen this folder, and sales means you have chosen this folder. Okay, so sales, okay. Projects, okay. So can I proceed? Is everyone good? Because again, I want to make sure that you get this step through so that you get the full benefit of how you can then start your other notebook LM to then start to synthesize your own data. Great. Johnny has chosen sales. If project, only upload one file only? No. So if you have chosen project, then you must upload all the files. All these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Upload all the 7 files. Yeah, I appreciate everyone asking questions just to make sure that you get it. So for those who are in sales, you've chosen the sales folder, make sure you upload the 3 documents. For those who have chosen the project, make sure you upload the 7 PDFs. Okay, thanks Yi for asking the question. So if there is no question, since we are already 10:44, I want us to proceed. So I will go here. Now, everyone, I hope you haven't lost this document that I was sharing initially. So we are now at exercise 2. Click on this tab 2, exercise 2. Then for those who have actually worked on the sales, right? This is sales, and this is the projects. Okay. Now, don't copy all the question at one go, right? Copy them one at a time. So for those who have actually copied, have actually chosen the sales project, so you copy this, and then you go to the projects, which is this one. And then you just paste this question: what are the 3 most important decisions I need to make based on this information, and what specific action should I take on each? For each decision, provide me with 3 bullet points and use numbers to support the action. So just hit enter. Make sure all of these are checked. And then you will get your answers. So it says here, these are the 3 important decisions that you need to make. Optimize technical delivery capacity, and it gives you all these numbers, why. And these are the 2 following actions, 3 following actions. And then decision 2 is strategically invest in AI integration and auto capabilities, and these are the 3 actions under it. And then decision 3 is revamp sales process, and then introduce this, integrate technical pre-sales, and implement a value-based pricing strategy. Okay, so this is what you get when you mix related data across different sources, and then you actually ask the AI, in this case Notebook LM, to synthesize the information for you. And of course, this itself is a full workshop where we will talk about other features, such as like mind map. If you click on this mind map, what it will do, it will then also create a mind map for you. In this case, it will generate here. And then I'll just, for the purpose of demo purposes, so you can see that you can actually expand on each of this. And what it does is it actually asks the questions here. Competitor analysis, and so on. Client feedback, market. So I hope you will keep this with you and play along with all the other questions that you have. And for those who are in projects, you can actually use some of these questions here. You notice here I use the STAR method. What STAR method means is situation, task, action, and results, and then the RESI as well, which is, responsibility, accountability, consulted, and informed. So I think for those who manage projects, you are quite familiar with these 2 methods. And then you can ask these kind of questions to the Notebook LM. Notice how you can create some of these questions where you talk about, in this case, using the 5W1H method, what is the cost of the delay for the go live? So you can actually type this in, and it will actually answer you as well. So some of the applications that you can think of using this is, if you are delivering a project to a client, so you may want to actually put such example documents into Notebook LM, and then you can actually share this to your team members or so on, and you can actually allow them edit access, and then they can actually prompt and ask the questions that they want to ask as well for this. So again, after this workshop, please feel free to play with it more, and then start a Notebook LM to actually use your own data to run this. Okay, so I kind of felt that we were running into a bit of overtime, but I want to actually cover the next exercise. For those of you who can stay, I hope you will stay for the next exercise. But for those, if you need to leave, I totally understand, and my apologies for not being able to keep within time. So Aisha, can you go to the next slide? So yeah, next slide. So I think the magic here is all the magic questions that you get to ask, and the way that AI actually synthesize all the information for you to actually make strategic decision moving forward. I think that's a real, it's a real help, right? Next slide. Okay, so in the actual workshop, you'll be able to run through more frameworks that we can actually use to help you apply this to different areas of your businesses. Next slide. Okay, now this is the most important part of this exercise, because you notice that AI basically responds to good questions and good prompts. So there is a whole field of study called prompt engineering. So, and every LLM actually have different types of behaviors, and they want to be prompted very differently. So next slide. So the issue here is that if you do not use the right prompt, then you will be ended up very frustrated, because you may be asking similar questions and you will get wildly different answers all the time. So it's like rolling a dice. You know, sometimes if you're lucky, you get a good answer, but sometimes if you're not, then you just don't get a good answer. So let me explain what meta prompting is, right? So picture this example. You walk into a new teacher's classroom, right? So, and that's the first day of the class, and you as a student. So there is two approaches. The bad student will approach this. You will guess what the teacher wants, and you will hand in the homework formatted however you think it should look. And sometimes you get good grades and sometimes you don't. And you waste a lot of time trying to figure out, what the teacher actually wants and how the teacher actually grades your work. So what you would do is, if you were a smarter student, you would ask the teacher directly. You will ask them, how do you like the homework to be formatted? And then you ask the teacher, what's your preferred style, right? And then you will say, great. Now you ask the teacher, help me format my math homework exactly the way you like it. So which student do you think gets the better grade? The smart one or the bad one? So it's obviously the smart one, right? So prompting is a bit like that. So next slide. So a good prompt or meta prompting is you're teaching AI to be your prompt writer. So instead of having to think hard about how you want to write your prompt to instruct your AI, you want the AI to tell you how it wants to be prompted. So there's two components. The first component is you ask AI to teach you its language, and then ask it to speak it for you. The second part of the prompt is you also want to control what and how the AI should output the output to you, right? For example, what means the content of the solution, how means the format and the structure, and the output that you want it to generate. So I would always recommend to ask the AI to give you the prompt in Markdown. For those who are not technical, don't worry. I'll show you an example what Markdown actually means. And you want the output to be given to you in code block so that you can actually copy and paste this into a prompt. It's getting a bit too technical, but let's move to the actual example. Next slide. So in this, we will do the hands-on again. So let me present now. So now everyone go through exercise 3. And this is where the exercise that you did in exercise 1 comes in handy. So I've given you a meta prompt here, right? So the meta prompt will tell the AI that you are a prompt engineer. You write very bespoke, detailed, and succinct prompt. I want you to write me a prompt that creates an expert. So in this case, it's a CEO, COO, CTO, or CMO, and all that kind of thing. So what I want all of you to do is to copy all this. Copy. And then I want you to start a fresh chat in your Gemini, right? We're going back to Gemini, and just paste this. as it is, and just hit enter. Okay. So what I want you to do is, so this is what markdown means. If you notice that there's a lot of these signs and a lot of asterisks, this basically tells the LLM what to focus in your prompt. So what I need you to do is, when you paste your prompt here, I want you to change this square bracket to COO. If you, let's say you want a COO prompt, right? And then I want you to also, hang on, key in the decisions that you want it to make. Okay, so this is the prompt, right? So copy this. So this is why you want it to be in Markdown. So don't copy this, copy this. Copy this output that you have. And then replace this tree with the exercise that you had earlier, which is this one. So I'll replace it with this. So this is the decision, this is the context, this is the constraint. And I want it to assume the role of COO. And then hit enter. So now it gives me the real problem, the business impact, the solution, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And so this is how I've created a prompt with very specific output in the format that I want, based on the persona that I want it to actually make. So again, meta prompting is very important, I feel, because it really controls the quality of your answer that you're getting. So perhaps I'll just do a check. Is everyone able to follow? So let me repeat again what the exercise is. The exercise is to go here, copy this, whatever is inside the gray box. I'll start a new chat, paste it here, hit enter, and then copy this again, paste it here, and then in this decision context and constraint, copy the decision context and constraint that you had done earlier in this exercise, paste it here, and then the persona, change to maybe, in this case now, CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. So it will give you this, specific to a marketing role of a CMO. Okay. So this is the basis of creating a fleet of your AI leadership team. And obviously, if you look at the framework that I have here, it's not visible here, but how you want it to make the decision is obviously something that you need to think about as well. It makes sense to also think about how within your organization, how a CFO or CMO or CEO actually thinks through your business situation. So in the full workshop that I actually run, we will cover more of these things through strategic framework thinking. And in this case, as what you've seen in this slide, There are many types of frameworks for different types of roles within the organization and for different industry. So framework thinking is like the 5W1H, STAR method and all that. But of course, you have all the other McKinsey frameworks for marketing, for decision-making, for C-levels, and so on and so forth. So you can actually adopt some of these McKinsey framework or Bain & Co framework to apply to your business situation. Yeah. So yeah, thanks, Johnny, for your comment. So I'll stop here, and I'll take actually some questions. Aisha, so some of you actually submitted your own questions to me for this webinar, and so I'll answer them in some way based on the exercises we have done. And I hope that some of these exercises that we have done would actually help you to imagine how to use some of these methods. So Gemini LLM applied to enterprise-wide G Drive content. So obviously, what you want to do is a little bit more control in the way that you do this. So Notebook LM is one way, but of course, if you have thousands of files, then there are limitations on Notebook LM. It cannot synthesize thousands of files. But in any matter, we would actually say that you can actually create a notebook for every source document. I mean, a particular topic, for example, right? So I think that's one way of handling it. How agents will help small startup companies. So in this case, each persona, each prompt that I crafted is kind of like an AI agent. So it's like your CFO, CMO, and all that. So there is something that is called Gemini Gem, or we call it Custom Gem. I will cover this in the next webinar, where you can actually kind of solidify this in a way that I have done. And I'll just show you how I do it. So if you go to my Gemini Gem, so you remember the meta prompt that I did? So in my case, I have actually created meta prompts for my executive assistant, my executive BOD, my super COO, my innovation catalyst, my sales acceleration specialist, my client success strategist, my super CFO, and so on. So you actually craft those meta prompts to these so that then you can actually talk to them individually. So how to craft the prompt and what it actually consists of, we can actually cover during the workshop. And of course, this should be specific to your business model as well. So that's the application of it. And data is in piecemeal, how to consolidate. So yeah, Notebook LM is one way of consolidating it. Of course, internally, we have actually created stacks that we built as a custom in order to pull data sources from different places into one data store, we call it, and then be able to prompt from it. So that's something that we will cover in future webinars in our solution called Stacks. How to get buy-in to cultivate AI utilization culture. So this exact webinar is one way of cultivating it. It's really getting people to be hands-on with the tool itself and to actually apply business scenarios to the hands-on exercises in order to actually cultivate the AI utilization. We have a framework, and I think the framework is not about tools, but it's about skills. And I think that in this age of AI, thinking skills is the most important for a foundation. And what I've done for you today, I hope I've provided you a foundational thinking skills and structure from which you can actually go to intermediate and eventually advanced. So how AI works in project management, I think that's also an example that we have covered in exercise 2. Next. So I hope that, if you're ready to transform, you can scan this QR code and express your interest to join us in a 2-day full workshop where it's going to be very discussion-based, and what you'll walk away is a playbook, and you will actually craft a complete suite of C-suite, AI C-suite. Not to replace your C-suites, of course. By all means, I don't believe in AI replacing humans, but rather it actually enhances the capability and capacity of the human that is already in that position. So you want to look at crafting an AI C-suite for each of the C-suite that you have within your business, or business leaders or department heads. That's how I would advocate using AI, not to replace, but to enhance and to expand their capabilities. So you walk away also with a 90 days implementation roadmap from the workshop as well. So over to you, Aisha, and if I may ask everyone, if you can go back to I'll present again. If you can go back to this document, I hope that you can actually put in the last tab, reactions and takeaway, I hope you can put your feedback and reactions here. And this will actually greatly help me to see if we should run a repeat of maybe section 3, which we didn't have a lot of time to cover, and then maybe make it a more interactive and a discussion-based interaction. If that is a feedback you have for me, I'll most be happy to take it. And I pretty much guess that I'll run over time. Thank you for staying on. I really appreciate having you guys stay on. And over to Dalila. But please take some time to feedback to me what you think about the exercises and any reactions as well. Yeah, I mean the 2 days full day workshop is an offline course. It's physical. Yeah. Okay, over to you, Dalila.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean. But I think there's one last question from Mr. Clinton. Do you want to take it? It's in the Google Meet chat.
John, so for prompting, is the new strategy these days to use AI, Gemini, or ChatGPT itself to output the right prompt for us? The answer is yes. So that was called prompt engineering. So the way to do this was through meta prompting, the method that I just taught you about. Yes, you get AI, different AI will have different behaviors. So you copy and paste the prompt template that I provided to you, and you can put it into Gemini, you can put it into GPT, you can put it into Claude, depending which AI you're talking to, use that template to plug it in, because different AI models like Gemini, Claude, DeepSeek, Quen and all that, they would be structured differently. So they need to be prompted differently. So it's like asking different teachers how they want it, and you ask them to craft the prompt for you so that you can get the best result that you can. Yeah. So it's not one size fit all. So yeah. Hope that answers your question, Clinton. Yeah. Okay.
All right, thank you, Clinton, for the question. And also, thank you again, Sean, for the insightful hands-on session. I'm sure everyone has a lot of great takeaways on how to apply AI in a more strategic and collaborative way. And thank you to our audience for your amazing engagement throughout the session. And as Sean shared, for those who were inspired by what Sean shared and are asking what's the next step for a total transformation, you can be in touch with us for the full course. And also, we have an upcoming public courses in September. So this September, our MatrixC Academy is offering a series of public workshops designed to help you and your team master essential skills for today's data-driven world. And you can learn to design impactful dashboards in our Mastering Data Visualization workshop, and craft persuasive narratives in our Persuasive Data Storytelling class, or dive deep into AI and machine learning for data practitioners. And the great news is that all of these courses are HRDC claimable. And to see the full details or secure your spot, you can scan the QR code displayed on the screen right now, or Aisha also shared the link. So you can just click the registration link and register yourself. Right? And last, before we let you go, before we wrap up, your feedback is incredibly important to us. It helps us improve and continue to bring you sessions that you will find valuable. This is for our upcoming webinars. Really appreciate it if you can take your time to fill up this feedback form. You can scan the QR code, and again, I shall also share the link to the form in the Google Meet chat box. We really truly appreciate your thoughts on this, and on behalf of the entire team in MatrixC and our CEO and speaker, Mr. Shanti, thank you once again for joining us today, and we hope you have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for staying throughout.